Yes.
I am the original man, manifested, arrested inside a physical skin to spread the message, a vessel of adolescents and kids. Bring them back to the essence of excellence and ideas. The weaponry make us seem lesser than we appear. No ego, the people say it's definitely my year. No question, a blessing, I'm investing it in my peers. The destiny you can see reflecting me in the mirror. Especially the flow hitting you like a shoddy. I be on the way with the metaphysical body. Probably thinking I'm so enlightened, Illuminati. Got me hard to copy, Aki, when you a star seed. The mathematics we synthesize in the ether, tweak at the highest peak till we split the size of the speaker. Hypnotizing the street, no preacher or choir even. Redefine your physique from the meek to the fire eaters.
Yes.
I'm Shaka Zulu with it, Baba, do you get it? I don't do the drama, mama, who you kidding?
Who you kidding?
We
Shout out to
truly
Jared
winning,
Kennedy
Africana
on the
descendants,
walkout.
infinite pennant, from the ending and the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Shaka Zulu with it, Baba, do you get it?
We
I
international
don't
now.
do the drama, mama, who you kidding? We truly winning, Africana
Commercial
descendants, infinite
Commercial
pennant, from the ending and the beginning.
Talk about it.
Blowing smoke in the air high, fly without a choker or
Put your
head
nines
dye.
on, let me know where you from.
Relate
Mobile,
to
Alabama's
kind
in
of
the
grammar,
building. I see
Jesus
you.
kind of manner, so we ready when you dare try.
Yes.
Black magic for the lay,
Make
just
sure y'all
another
smash that
tragedy today.
subscribe button. Make sure y'all
That'll be
smash
the
that
day.
like,
No
that
desert
like
eagle
button,
spray.
those hearts,
Yeah,
and
that'll
all
be
that.
the
I need that
day,
energy. Let's go.
wouldn't it?
All 23
Just too
people
much
got
to
in right now that
unpack.
just came in.
It's not
Come on,
suede, it's
smash that
alpaca.
button.
You block that,
Share with a friend. Let's go.
cause
Put
I'm
it in
bringing
your
the
groups.
block back.
I'm talking real things
Yeah, they
this
catching
morning.
the
I
contact.
see you.
Shaka Zulu with it, Baba, do you get it? I don't do the drama, mama, who you kidding?
You kidding?
We truly winning, Africana descendants, infinite pennant, from the ending and the beginning, yo. Shaka Zulu with it, Baba, do you get it? I don't do the drama, mama, who you kidding? Truly winning, Africana descendants, infinite pennant, from the ending and the beginning, yo.
Just a vibe.
Just a vibe sometime.
Uh-huh.
Ain't gotta go by the guidelines sometimes.
Look at all those nines,
You
baby.
should rhyme sometime. You know, commit a crime sometime. It'll be fine.
Everybody
sometime.
waking up. Everybody waking
Get a
up. Coming
3 to
on in.
9
We got
sometime.
Naptown in the building. Let's
You should
go.
be kind sometime. Free your mind sometime.
Make sure y'all
There won't
smash
be
that
any
like button
time
right now. Don't
sometime.
even waste time on it. Hit
Cause you
those
won't
hearts.
be
Let's
alive
go.
sometime. You should
Let's
be
get up in
fighting
the
for your
algorithm.
life
Let's let them know
sometime.
we outside. The children of the
Should
sun.
you?
We outside. Yes, Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Spindale is in the building. North Carolina. Let's go. I'm coming to see y'all this month. Y'all ready? Yes. Yes. The family is not playing no games this morning. I see y'all. I see y'all. Oh, we heavy. They want to know what that 9 is about. They want to know what it's about. Oh my God. Come on in. Let's get the energy right. Let's go. Come get the vibes. We're gonna play around with this 9 vibe right now before we even get started. Woo, y'all see the water bubbling? Look at it bubbling. I wish y'all could see this. The water jumping out of my Tibet bowl right now. The vibes is high. Need some of that. I hope y'all getting into the practice of charging y'all water. Those of you who are waiting on the Tibet singing bowls, just be patient with me. We got them coming in a couple of weeks. You know, we got to get them shipped out. Get it done right. But for now, you can get your Lighthouse Power Bracelet. Stop playing with them. Yeah. We got the big thick boys now. We got the one for the men now. Yes. Come on in. I know that the Lighthouse is like 90% women, but now we have some Lighthouse Power Bracelets for the men. And we also have them for the babies. The babies. We got the ones, the cute ones for the babies. Hit me up in my inbox if you need that. Make sure y'all all powered up. Let's go. All right. So this morning we're talking about 9, right? I'm not going to be before you long. We're going to make this real quick and real brief because here's the thing. This number 9, right, is so significant. It's so significant. I don't even think that we can cover it all. It's almost impossible to, it is impossible, really. to cover everything we need to know about the number 9. Okay? Impossible. But we're going to just going to chip away. Okay? So let's start by saying, here we have our number system, right? The one that we're used to, right? We all know 0 through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Now, it's important to understand that when you're looking at numbers, you're looking at symbols. You're looking at symbols. Symbols represent something else. Symbols represent something else, right? Meaning they're not the original thing that you should be delving into. They represent something. They carry an energy, right? A force symbolically for something else that is pre-existing, right? Pre-existing. It's not something that's new, right? So let's go take a look at first. In order to get to 9, we have to pretty much delve into some of the other numbers so you can understand the concept of 9. 0, right, is the number that represents the whole, right? We're going to talk about a few. 0 represents the whole. 0 would be symbolically representative of the womb of a woman. 0 would represent infinite dark space, black, right? The possibility of all things. Anything can happen with a 0. Okay? The number 1 represents something happening, right? 1 is the first, right? The 1 represents an initial reaction or an initial thought or an initial state of being. 1, right? 1. I know when people say, yo, we are one, they say we are whole. But really, to be whole means to be 0. It means to be full, to be whole. Okay? So we're going to be correcting some of this miseducation on numbers as we delve into this a little bit so that you can get just a proper understanding when you see the numbers as to what it is you're actually looking at. Right? So if you look at a number 9, right, the number 9 is essentially a 0 and a 1 attached to it. A 9 is essentially a swirl. It's a swirl. Well, what kind of swirl? A swirl that you see out here in the world every single day. It represents many different things. It's the energy, the most divine energy of the universe, because it's found predominantly in nature. In nature. In the very state of being. For example, you will find the number 9 and that swirl in the imagery of the eye of a storm. I know we're talking about Hurricane Ian right now, right? If they show you Hurricane Ian and what it looks like, it's going to give you that swirl, that 9. If you look at the universe is shaped in a swirl. If you look at the way pine cones grow, plants, seashells, right? Anything that you see in the universe has this fingerprint of the divine on it. Why is this 9 everywhere? Why does when you flush a toilet, it gives you a swirl, right? That vortex, right? It's an energy. How come it doesn't just go straight down? Why does it align itself in a way that it forms this swirl? So essentially, when you're looking at 9, right, you're literally looking at the direction and the flow of an energy wave, right? Remember the other day I was showing you guys what they call God, what God is, the God self, and we narrowed it down to it being you by looking into your eyes. Look at this. Even your own eyes, even a black hole, right, has this type of look to it. What is that about? Right? The fingerprint on your hand. Many of us have swirls, right? There's no two fingerprints alike, yet there are similarities in the swirl. So the creator even put a stamp on you, and not just in one place. The creator put a stamp on you in several different places. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. This is the gift your parents gave you, the 9 ether, as we call it. The 9 ether. Heavy. The way your hair grows out of your head. It gives you that 9 ether curl. Our 9 ether curl, some people even say our hair is antennas, right? Because of the way it coils, much like the way we would take a copper coil, right? Much like the way we would take a copper coil and create something out of the copper coil, right? An energy wave, a battery, right? We can do that. The number 9 also, in a numerical sense, is very, very peculiar in a way that when you add the numbers together, the numbers that make up 9, you get 9. That's very, very weird. There's something about the symbolic representation of this number that when you break it down, it all fits evenly with one another. Where did it come from? Because here's the thing. When we look at 0, we were told as a kid, when we look at 0 through 9, they said that 7 is the number of completion, right? They said the number 7 was the number of completion. If number 7 is a number of completion, why do we have a number 8 and why do we have a number 9? I know y'all love the Bible. I know y'all love, what they told you about Yahweh, right? And they gave you their creative system, their numerical system. And they said that it ended in 7, right? Because there's 7 days. We can delve into how many days there actually are in a week and things of that nature at a different time, right? But at the end of the day, if number 7 was a number of completion and everything was perfect and complete, why is there a number 8 and a number 9? I'm going to even take it a step further. As important as the number 9 is, right? We still haven't uncovered all of the numerical system yet. This is just the highest that we know of, right? After 9 comes what? 10, right? 10 is essentially a 1 and a 0 separated. It's not a new number. It's not a new number. 10 is essentially you're starting over because there's nothing else left, right? 10 is literally you're starting back at a 0, but we have the understanding that we created a 1 prior. It's an addition, right? 9 is the last numerical number that we've ever used. And if we delve into the origin of the 9, right? Let's play with this for a second. They say the number 9 originated on the Indian subcontinent. The number 9 is revered in Hinduism and considered a complete, perfected, and divine number because it represents the end of a cycle, right? In the decimal system, right? The end of a cycle in the decimal system, which originated from the Indian subcontinent as early as 3000 BC. Now, wait a minute. 3000 BC. By 3000 BC, family, we already had pyramid structures built. built. Right? All over the world, we got pyramids built by 3000 BC. How is number 9 invented and created by the Indian culture, right? As early as 3000 BC. When in order for them to create a pyramid, you need the mathematical values of a number 9 to order even create the imagery. The number 9 is what gives us. Do you see the shape of how these numbers come together? The actual composition of this numerical breakdown is what creates a pyramid. You had to have knowledge of mathematics in order to create a pyramid. So how is number 9 just being created? No, they discovered it then. They discovered it around 3000 BC because it was already invented by the ancient Kemites well before that. Well before that. Here you have the Egyptians invented the first ciphered numerical system. And then the Greeks followed by mapping their counting numbers onto Ionian and Doric alphabets. So it doesn't say the Kemites, it says the Egyptians. That's later on, right? So we already know the Kemites had it, right? We don't even have to play around with that, right? The Kemites had it in order for the Egyptians to have it. So if the Kemites had it well prior to 3000 BC, right? How do we end up with Indian culture taking credit for it, right? How do we end up with Europeans and Greeks being able to use it if we didn't already have it? We broke it down for them, right? That was us. Here you can look on the walls of Kemet and you can see number 9 was the highest of value that we had here before we started creating new symbols. This is what it looks like in the metadata. Right? So this is the highest that we were portraying throughout our system was the 9, those slashes. And you can go earlier back to when those slashes were first being used when you start dealing with the Oshango bones, the Oshango bone rather. If you don't know what that is, you should definitely look that up, the Oshango bone. Okay. This was the first time that math is being used ever. The first time we find ourselves ever delving into using math was on the bones of a monkey found in Africa, in the Congo. Okay. And no, that's not Pac-Man. So now, Nikola Tesla was once quoted as saying, if you find the keys, if you understand the power of numbers 3, 6, and 9, you will find the keys to the universe. You will find the keys to the universe. That's a powerful, powerful thing. Because guess what? 3, 6, and 9 are 3 and 6 is a derivative of 9, right? So if you find the power of these numbers, you will find the keys to the universe. 9 is the highest of those numbers. So what do you think would happen if we found the power of the number 9 and realized the power of the number 9, and then we double down and then triple down on the power? What does that look like? Right? What if we took that number and recognized its true worth, right? And stacked them. 3, 6, 9. Tim Pitt said, how did the Mayan Indians create the calendar system? Right? They wouldn't have created the calendar system if we didn't teach them how to create the calendar system. We already had the calendar system at the Temple of Dendera. It's been there for a long time. A long time. And this is why they credit them with that. Right? Ancient Africans. So let's delve into some of the spiritual aspects of the number 9 so we can really start playing around with this and recognize why you're here. Because this is the part that includes you, right? Let me pull this up. You express yourself best by seeking truth. These are people who express themselves through the number 9. You express yourself best by seeking truth. Number 9's destiny often lies within the sphere of humanitarian causes. They make excellent teachers, counselors, and priests. 9s are not very career driven and are born with an innate understanding of human nature. These kind, considerate, and compassionate individuals are often also blessed with literary or artistic gifts as well. Your highest potential in life is to achieve enlightenment. It goes a little bit in here in the general description. As 1 marked beginnings of leadership, 9 marks completion of the circle and humanitarianism. 9 is the number that finishes all that was started by the numbers which come before it. Ooh, heavy stuff there. 9 represents highly developed intuition and spirituality. 9 also represents the apex of human spiritual development. It is considered the supreme number of the 1 to 9 circle. While 9 denotes endings, it also signifies the mastery of all the challenges faced by the numbers which precede it. It also goes into some associations that you'll find with the number 9 for astrological reasons, for those of you who are into that, alchemy, things of that nature, right? So when you start to really study this number, right, it really doesn't have an end, because it represents not only the completion, right? Anytime there's a completion or an end, it also represents a beginning. And because it's the end of the numerical system that we're dealing with, it really has no end. When you're looking at a 9, you're looking through the energy, right? You're looking through it. All of the other energies, you're standing back. All the other numbers 1 through 9, 1 through 8, you're standing back and you're looking at it from the outside, right? From 0 through 8, right? And 8 is infinite number. But 9 is only one that really takes you on the journey, because that swirl, you literally have to go in it. You kind of got to go in it for it to reveal itself to you. You have to be one with the energy for the 9 to actually speak to you. This is more powerful than when people say, yeah, I spoke to God and Jesus. I've spoken to the number 9 more than I've dealt with Jesus. 9 speaks to me. I see it everywhere, in all things. In all things. You can't run from it. When you hop in the shower every day and your hair curls up, you see it every day, whether you want to or not. When you look at your fingers and you see your fingerprints on your hand, whether you want to or not. When you look at your DNA strand, your very own DNA strand, the ladder, the chain, that's a number 9. Take that DNA strand and turn it. You're looking at a number 9. It's literally the fingerprint of the creators. It's the thing that's passed down from your father, right? The thing that's passed down from your mother. That's the chain that they use to create who you are. It's an amazing thing when you really think about it. The 9. Everybody asks me, what does the 9? What you mean by the 9? What you mean by the 9, right? Have you ever taken the time to study numbers? I don't mean numerology. I mean study numbers. Have you ever taken the time to figure out the origin of where numbers come from? Every single number. Did you know that in Europe, they only used numbers 1 through 7 for a significant amount of time before they came in contact with Chemites and they learned of numbers 8 and 9? Did you know that? The Bible was completed before they learned about numbers 8 and number 9. Nine lives for cats. Why 9? Why 9? When we're referencing life, when we're referencing resurrection, why 9? Right? So, what I want you to do, for homework, right? I always give you guys homework. I want you to go through numbers 1 through 8, right? Because we're giving you 9 today. I want you to go through numbers 1 through 8, and I want you to try and to discover their origins. Where did they come from? When were they started to use in the numerical system? Right? When? In recorded, documented history. These are some of the conversations that are not being had because we don't realize the power in it. There's a reason why when you buy the Lighthouse Power Bracelet, it's in that swirl. Right? There's a lot of different designs you can wear for a bracelet. The reason why it's in that swirl is because that's the wave that you need in order to carry energy. That's the shape of moving energy. It moves in that direction throughout the entire universe. And ironically, the number 6 and the number 9 is essentially the same, symbolically. The number 6 and the number 9 is essentially the same. The number 9 is present earlier in the numerical system than we actually realize. It's kind of what stabilizes the numerical system. When you invert the number 9 into a number 6, you're essentially doing the same thing. Somebody said 6 cents, right? That number 6 comes about when you stack number 3s, right? In order for you to get to the number 9, you have to stack 3s. The 6 is the neutral point between the 9 and the 3. But it's essentially the same number. So really, when you're taking a number 3 and you're stacking it, you're creating a number 9, but just from a different perspective. Ooh. Huh? See, when you look at math symbolically versus numerically, right? Now you start to see it come alive. You start to see exactly what the number is doing. Right? If you just count 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, that's low tier. That's the product, right? Remember how to say what's the product? That's the product. That's not what creates the number and gives us its energy. It's the it's how it expresses itself. But it's not the source of its energy. See? The source comes when you take Asar, Aset, Haru, right? That trinity. When you put all 3 of them together, that's the source of the energy. That's the source, right? And when you break down Asar, Aset, Haru, you realize what that is, right? Asar, Aset, Haru. We have different. They even line up with chakras. There's just so many levels to this. We can do this all day. Asar meaning the crown, the connection to our true selves and our consciousness, right? Or Set is your heart. That's the middle, right? Compassion, self-love, love, emotions, and ability to love others also can be connected to Ma'at, balance, right? So we have all these key elements in play, right? And then we have Heru, the third eye, our intuition, the ability to see our true selves, as well as our divine light. So in order to create a number 9, you have all 3 of those elements in place to create the energy. These are the things that create energy. It's consciousness. 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 What if I told you that these numbers are living, they're alive, and they know what they're doing? Right? Do you have to tell your DNA what to do, or does it just do what it does? Do you have to tell your hair to curl up when water hits it, or does it just react? It does what it does. right? Did you tell your fingers to do that? Does any of us command the sun, the clouds to move in that direction? Does any of us have control over that? No, we don't. It just does. It has consciousness. It's alive. It does what it's going to do, right? But we haven't been taught the power of the numerical system. We've just been taught how to count so we can count money and create money. You see? Piece of Nick Carbuto in here, my brother Nick Carbuto. Nick Carbuto is instrumental in my music career. He taught me how to play the drums. I won't say he taught me, but he guided me, right? Shout out to him. So as we start to delve in this and really stack it, right? If we take that number and we recognize the true power of it, and then we stack it, how much power can that create? You're creating a swirl on top of a swirl on top of a swirl. When you look at the universe here, and you look at how the universe is created, it swirls on top of swirls. It's not just one loop, it's multiple, right? Can you see it? When you look at the pine cone, it's not just 1 9. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's like 18 nines in there to create that swirl. That's not just one swirl. They're stacking it. That's the key to the universe. That's how you create life. Literally. You take a bunch of nines and you stack them. That's how you create the organs inside of your body, right? It starts with a DNA strand, right? That DNA strand will turn into a piece of flesh, right? An actual a piece of living tissue that will turn into an organ, right? DNAs, cells, organs, systems. You see how it begins to create life, who we are, the essence of man. Nothing can move without it. Nothing can move without it. Right? Somebody said even the third eye, 3, 6, 9. You can break down. This thing goes so deep, family. There's no way in my lifetime I could tell you all of the things that no matter what you find in life, the number 9 is somewhere in it. You know how you can find a devil or something that is fake? There's no 9. There's no 9 ether somewhere in it. If it doesn't have the 9 ether in there, it wasn't created by the creators. It wasn't created by the creators. The 9 ether is the way that you create life. Somebody said, never noticed a pine cone. All plant life. All plant life. Any way a flower blooms. Not just pine cones, dandelions, sunflowers. Pick one. Pick one. You're going to find it there. Pick one. This is why when I say put your 9s up, right? Right? Smash that. If this video is doing, let me stop. If this video is doing anything for you, I want you to share it right now. I want you to hit that heart button, that like button. We got 70 people in the building right now. If this is helping you to connect some dots, I want you to smash that heart button, that like button, if this video did anything for you. Okay? So when you're looking at this, right, the Fibonacci sequence is literally just the number 9 swirl. It's what it is. Right? 10% human tissue is made of 3 layers. Talk about it. Talk about it. What happens when you stack that? You see? So we can't run from this. We can't run from this. This is something that we have to delve. Why isn't this being taught in school? Why isn't it being taught in school? Why isn't it being taught that the number 9 is like everywhere we go in nature? That we don't need any type of technology to find it. We can walk outside, butt-ass naked, and we'll discover the number 9 somewhere. We'll discover that swirl somewhere. What is the significance of that symbol? Right? The divine number 9. So what we're doing, family, when we put our nines up, essentially is we're stacking, right? If I put my 9 up, you put your 9 up, you put your 9 up, you put your 9 up, what are creating? People ask me, yo, how did the lighthouse grow so quickly? How did the lighthouse grow so quickly? I can only credit it to this one simple concept, is that we understood that there was something to this number that makes people attract and move in one motion. Something about this number that helps us to link divinely, even though we're all having different lives, right? When you look at the swirl, it's like you're looking at all different energies of life intertwining with one another. It's the ultimate form of unity. And early on, when we started talking about this, I had no idea what this 9 was about. I just knew that it was something to it. It was something to it because I started to notice a trend. I'm really good at picking up like trends, things that happen over and over and over. I started to notice a trend and consistency between it and everything else. And if number 9 is the highest in our numerical system, right? If there's a number to pick as far as the most powerful number in the universe, what other number would you pick? You know, and yeah, it is fun, Shannon. It's so there's literally so many different things that you can discover every single day by dealing with this divine number, because it encompasses, like it said, all of the other numbers. All of the other numbers. So it's my contention, right? When we look at this, to start to delve more into the spiritual aspect of it, how it manifests itself in the universe, and why it's so important to humanity. Why does it lead to a spiritual awakening? Right? When I hear spirit, I think breath, air, wind, the unseen. Why does it lead to that? Why do they connect that number with priests? I wasn't a priest before I discovered the number 9, family. That was nowhere in my trajectory of becoming a Kemetic priest or anything in that alignment when we started tapping into it. But as we delve into the knowledge, we find that it's connected to that space. Why is that? It's self-manifesting without any help whatsoever. So, when people ask you, right, when you say put your 9s up, you know, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? What compelled you? When I said put your 9s up, what did that mean to you? Why you keep doing it? Why you keep doing it? Because this wasn't something, we didn't sit down and say, hey, we're going to think of a slogan and a brand. This is not how this thing worked, right? Didn't work this way. Literally, we discovered something. We delved into it. And as we delved into it, we realized, hey, this may have something to do with what's going on in the world. This number here, right? Yes, it's alignment. It's an alignment, right? When you look at the pine cone, all that stuff is neatly aligned and they're symmetrical. They have purpose. It brings about stability, right? Longevity. This is the same science that they use to build the pyramids. Same exact science. It was mathematics, right? Remember, the pyramids didn't have a capstone on top at first, right? They put the capstone on at the end. You had to have knowledge of math in order to create something like that. So the number 9 wasn't birthed in 3000 BC. That's when we discover it. How do we know? Because the universe is made of the number 9. It's made of that energy. It's made of that vortex. It's made of that force, that divine principle of nature. It didn't come about in 3000 BC. That's when Hinduism discovered it. Now, we all know Hinduism is one of the first religions, and it was birthed through ancient Kemet. All religion was birthed through ancient Kemet. They took the principles, right, of ancient Kemet to create their religion. And yes, Jades, I'm a 9-path too, right? Somebody just dropped the bomb. Iris Ann. Gestation period for women to bring a baby to fulfillment, 45 weeks, 9 months. 9 months in the womb, right? Any time before that is considered what? Premature. It's not complete. It's not complete. 9 is the number of completion. Baby come out that womb 7 months, you got a problem. Huh? That baby come out that belly 7 months, like they said, you got yourself a problem. 7? This is common sense. This is not rocket science. This is right. It's not rocket science. It's divine science. In divine science, you'll be able to figure out much quicker than this rocket science they're trying to serve y'all. I promise you. It's just something that comes natural. Right? Welcome to the Lighthouse. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash that heart button if this video is doing anything for you. Right? So we're going to get ready to wrap it up here, family. And there's going to be more. You're going to hear more about this, right? Of this 9, especially while you're in the Lighthouse. You're going to hear a lot about this number because it's literally everywhere. You can't run from it, right? And there's so many different things that we can tap into. Like we can delve on the 9 months of pregnancy just on one sitting, right? Today, I just gave you a bunch of different examples, but we can literally go into each one of them and have lessons on each and every one of them. See what I'm saying? That's why the class starts at 9 a.m. Stop playing, Tim. Why do you think we start at 9 a.m.? If I tried to start this at 10 o'clock, things would not move. If I try to start this at 11, any other time, 8 o'clock, it would not do what it's doing. I promise you that. Even my algorithm understands it. Even my algorithm understands it. It just is what it is. Right? So we know we stand on that number. There's nothing higher than that. Right? So we just going to stack. Now, I would say, it's my contention, right? And this is just me and my personal belief, right? I rarely talk about belief, right, versus truth. It's my contention that there are numbers that even have more power than the number 9. Right? But we have yet to discover that, right? It's probably all around us. It's all around us. We have yet to discover it. Because at some point in time, you're going to need a representation or a symbol to represent why the number is doing what it's doing. What is the force that makes it do what it does? Right? That force, that force that's expressing itself through all the other numbers. All the other numbers is an expression of a whole, right? Sometimes you got to step back, right? Remember I told you the other numbers represent looking at it from a long shot. So when you step back, right? What is the force that's causing all of these things to actually have consciousness? Right? Some people talk about the ether, right? Or subatomic particles, the Higgs boson, right? How do we symbolically represent what they call the Higgs boson or the ether, matter, right? So with this practice, of study, now we have to look at numerology differently. Many of you ask, are you into astrology and numerology and da, da, da? Listen, I look at numerology very differently than the average numerologist. Look at it very differently, right? Because I'm looking at the symbols. A lot of times we delve into practice. It's okay to study other people's walks and what they're doing, but more or less, what I would like for you guys to do, I think it's more conducive for you to start to go inside for knowledge versus outside all of the time. Because all of the knowledge that you're looking for is going to be contained in knowledge of self, learning more about you and who you are. Learning the chemical makeup of the body teaches you about the number 9. It shows you that it's represented, it's present there, right? I always tell you, you can read all the books in the world from other people's philosophies and other people's theories and ideologies. But people write books. Books don't write people, right? People write books. Books don't write people. At some point in time, you could write a book. And if someone reads your book, that book is literally a representation of you and your inner being, right? You and your inner being. Sometimes to connect, most times to connect with yourself, you have to go in, right? It's not going to be an outward thing. It's going to be an inward thing. And guess how you're going to do that? Number 9 is present in that too as well, right? When I teach people how to meditate, I teach them how to go in, right? How to go in. A lot of times in meditation, people don't realize that they're not actually meditating. There's a purpose to meditation. So I teach people how to go into themselves, right? And we'll talk more about that in the future. Transposing some of this energy, alchemy. 9 is present in all that. Remarkable number. Remarkable symbol. So, with that being said, with the hurricane going on and everything, I think it's important that we talk about this because, this is a force of nature, right? Tornadoes, swirl. What is that? Why is the vortex so important in this universe? Why is a vector, right, so important? Right? Presidential said the only book that wrote people is the Bible. Absolutely true. They created a lot of people in that book. Make sure y'all smash that like. Amazing. All that good stuff. We're getting used to getting techie with these guys, right? Internet techie. We outside. So, family, yes. Moving on. Aside from the Lighthouse bracelets, family, we have restocked on the coin wallets, cell phone cases from out of Egypt. So we have a bunch of these. If you'd like to order these, hit me in my inbox and I'll get them out to you as soon as possible. We are doing same-day shipping. So if you're looking into getting some of these, you want to do this by 4 p.m. today. It could be shipped today, same-day shipping, if you order by 4 p.m. today, right? Just hit me in my inbox to place your order, okay? We're utilizing Cash App and Zelle for those of you who want to do that. Eventually, I'll have the PayPal up and running too as well. And then we also have, like I said earlier, the Asar Aset Haru bundle packages of the Lighthouse Power bracelets, the meditation bracelets. If you want to get you a meditation bracelet for you, for the kids, for your loved one, for your family member, hit me up. We got that. Everybody in the Lighthouse that got it. Shout out to all the new members. Oh my goodness. Listen, over the past, since we came back on live, we've had hundreds of new members come on board and people that have bought the Lighthouse Power bracelets to support the movement. No, we don't have the website up yet for the bracelets. They're not on there. You have to order through me directly, right? We're keeping track like that. Somebody said, what are these again? These are meditation bracelets. So if you look at it, these bracelets actually have the 9 ether curl in it. Can you see that? Ooh. Right? They are two-tone copper brass bracelets, right? So when you're doing your meditation and you're doing your power-ups, these are good to have. Why? Because they conduct the energy flow, right? If you look at the ancient Kemites, you'll find that they wore jewelry, a lot of jewelry. You say, well, why were they wearing all of this jewelry, the gold, things of that nature? Because they were conductors of electricity. They were conductors of energy, right? Jewelry was not meant to just be flashy. That's not what it was. That's not what its original purpose was, right? They were literally scientists. Like your ancient ancestors, when they wore this stuff, it was so that it can conduct energy to give them power, literally. And they knew how to gauge the power of these different elements, right? Copper is one of the. This is why a lot of people in conscious community wear copper, because it's one of the greatest conductors of energy, right? Gold as well, right? So somebody says, oh, what are the things with the Kemetic symbols on them? This here, right? These are coin purses and cell phone cases, right? That you can throw your cell phone in or whatever, throw it in a bag, or put your coins and put your money in, whatever you want. It zips, right? But as you can see here, these have some of them have the glyphs on here. So if you want to learn the meta netter and learn the different symbols, right? This is a good one to have, right? Because this is dealing with symbolism, right? The meta netter is a language of symbolism. So if you understand the symbolism of what they're representing, then you know what they're talking about, right? Right. So this will teach you how to read it, how to at least pronounce it. It's not only symbolism, but when you speak it, right, the vibrations that it causes within the body, right? Some of it, some people say that there was healing vibrations in the language, right? By saying certain things and certain mantras over and over, you can heal yourself, and we do that through meditation and things of that nature, ritualistic practices. Where you say mantras. This is where the church gets it from, right? When the church comes out, they start speaking in tongues. They have you repeating different mantras to yourself. I am healed in Jesus' name. I am healed in Jesus' name. These are mantras, right? The thing is, they're casting spells. There's a difference, right? They're casting spells. We're invoking principles. We're invoking deity-like energies, right? Invoking principles is very different than casting spells. Spells is technology. This is why they teach you spelling, right? At an early age, you have to learn how to spell. Spelling, you're literally is taking and stealing different mantras from different cultures, right? And creating a science of putting them together, right? In some cases, it could be self-mastery, but the spelling that they taught us is corrupt. So we have to fix it, because the definitions that they've given us to the different words are wrong. They're incorrect. Many of them, right? Their original words are just wrong. So, yes, sorcery. Now, here's the thing: sorcery is not bad if you know what you're doing, right? If you're doing the right thing. There's good sorcery, there's bad sorcery. Just like you got the wicked witch to the east, you got the wicked witch of the west. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is alchemy. It's about balance. Ma'at, right? Remember we were talking about ma'at, right? So there's no such thing as good or evil. Essentially, the only good or evil is in balance, right? The only good or evil is in balance, right? Can the bracelet be worn when reciting the opening of the way? I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it, because when you're doing the opening of the way, you're literally invoking energies. That's what the opening of the way is, right? You're literally saying, hey, Anetarak in bed head. I am in bed head, right? Nuk in bed head. Show me your face, right? Show me your face. You see? And all that is going within, right? Sonia said, I never take my bracelet off to recharge it. Yeah, you can leave it on. You can leave it on, right? Whatever vibration that you're carrying, that bracelet will magnify that vibration. Whatever vibration you're trying to pull in, it will magnify that vibration. And you can charge it. I charge mine through my Tibet singing bowl. I also charge my crystals through my Tibet singing bowl, right? Did you guys know that copper disinfects itself, right? It's also a natural disinfectant, right? So it's many perks to it, just like the number 9. You know, these natural things, these natural elements, they're not linear. They don't just do one function. So a lot of times, you know, you say, oh, you got to use it for this, you got to use it. No, it has so many different functions, right? The zips, these are 20. These are 20. We have bigger ones that are 30. Actually, no, the $30 ones are sold out. The big bags are sold out. We only have these. These are 20. Okay. The bowls are coming, Tim. I just want everybody to be patient. We're going to have lighthouse bowls, the ones that I specifically endorse, because there's all different types of Tibet singing bowls and all different types of frequencies that come with it. Which I know I'm going to get something of quality for you guys that we all can use together in unison. That's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. So we're in the works. We're getting it done now. We're in the works of getting that done. So bear with me with that. Also, North Carolina, I'm coming to you October the 15th. I'm super excited to see you guys. If you guys want to hang out on that day, definitely hit me up so I can make that happen for you. And maybe go out to eat or something like that. All right. I don't know how much the bowls are going to be yet. I'll find out. Once I find out what they're going to be, I will let you guys know. Okay. But these are going to be the ones specifically from the Lighthouse, the ones that we use. We started a really big craze with the Tibet singing bowls, and people starting to realize the power in them and the energy work that we need to do on a regular basis. This is something that you need to be doing daily. It should be a part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth. You know what I'm saying? This is not, energy work is something that you can't run from, like, because it's going to come to you whether you want it or not. The moment you step outside, you're dealing with enormous amounts of waves and energy that is coming through your body at all different times, right? This is why we do Reiki sessions, right? Shout out to Latifah Foster. If you need a Reiki session, a distance Reiki session, hit up Latifah Foster, co-founder of the Lighthouse, right? This is why we do all these different things, the energy work rituals, because, you know, you don't have a choice, right? You are energy. Energy can't be destroyed, right? It can only be transformed. So it behooves you to learn how to transform this energy, how to alchemize this energy, right? We have the Jesus Fake Brush shirts, t-shirts. I'm gonna try and get some sweatshirts pulled up for you guys if I can, okay? If your bowl's sold and cracked, just wait on it. Wait for the Lighthouse one and get the Lighthouse one. We got another one coming. We got some real stuff coming. All right. But yeah, this is why we do this energy work, family, because you can't run from it. You are energy. So you can only transpose that energy. My book is going to be is about that. It's about alchemizing energy, essentially. And it's a workshop. And I hope all you guys join the workshop with me as we do this. It's probably going to be a 9-day workshop, right, for you guys, all of you who want to join in. It's going to be a transformation process. I think it's going to be powerful for all of you who get involved with it, right? When you get the book and join the class. So that's coming too as well. It's going to be very personal with the family. We're going to be doing it. And I can't wait to share with you guys. So that's coming up soon too. So yeah. With that being said, family, I'm gonna get on out of here. I love y'all. I'm gonna let this rock out for a little minute. But that's what I got for you on the number 9, the divine number 9. I appreciate everybody who came in here today. If this video did anything for you, please like, share, comment, smash those heart buttons, share to a friend, right? We're in the building process once more on YouTube, streaming simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. So yes, I do have a little girl on my Cash App. That's my daughter, Janaya. So you do have the right Cash App if you're using the Cash App to send your payment over. Make sure you put your mailing address, your shipping address in the notes, family. All right, because it will delay your shipping process if you don't put your shipping address in the notes. Okay, I can't mail it to you without that. So definitely do that. All right. With that being said, I love you. May the divine force in me be the divine force in you, and may you manifest every heart's desire. I'm sending all of y'all this energy, this love, this light. All right. Catch that, catch that, catch that, catch that. All right. I love y'all. I'm gonna let this rock out for a little minute so y'all can do what y'all do. You feel me? Peace. Yo.